Hey everyone, welcome back to another suicide prevention training video from the Directing Change team. My name is Stan Collins. Now, we all support suicide prevention, but sometimes we aren't sure what to do if someone we know is thinking about suicide. So today we're going to spend some time talking about suicide prevention and what to do to help one of our friends or ourselves if thoughts of suicide are involved. When I was in high school, I lost one of my best friends to suicide, and I remember all the emotions that came with his death. Now, a few years later, I became educated about suicide prevention, and I learned a lot about what people can do to intervene, such as knowing the signs to pay attention to, knowing what to say, most importantly, knowing what to do. Today, I'm going to spend some time talking to you about suicide prevention, giving you some information in the hopes that you never have to go through what I went through. To learn more about warning signs and life problems associated with suicide, you can visit suicidispreventable.org or check out the Suicide Prevention 101 training video on the Directing Change website. The most important thing is to talk about suicide openly and directly. It's okay to ask someone, are you thinking about suicide? So the conversation might start like this. Hey, I know you've been dealing with some tough times. I know you've been acting differently lately. And sometimes when people are acting like that and going through what you're going through, they're thinking about suicide. And I want to know, are you thinking about suicide? See, by approaching this conversation directly and openly, you're letting the person know that you're comfortable and you're letting them know that you're there to help, however needed. Let's do this. Have you ever been in a class and the teacher explained something 3 or 4 times and you have no idea what they just said? I know this happened to me a lot in high school, but why didn't I raise my hand? Was it because I was embarrassed or scared? Was it because I felt like I was the only one who had that question? Now, if it's that difficult for people to ask for help on something like math or science, think about how difficult it can be for someone to ask for help on suicide or depression. Now, let's say that I'm thinking about suicide and you're my friend. I may want to tell you, but I'm not sure how you're going to react. Are you going to be supportive and empathetic and get me connected to help? Or are you going to go home and get on Facebook and Instagram and tell everyone what I just told you? But let's flip it and say that you come to me and you say, hey Stan, are you thinking about suicide? You've been having a hard time lately. What you've done is all the heavy lifting. You've let me know that you are supportive, that you do care, that I can come to you. So the most important thing is that we have these conversations. The most important thing is that we talk about it. Okay, so let's say you ask someone, or someone comes to you and tells you that they're thinking about suicide. What do you do now? The good news is that there's a lot of options for you, but the most important thing is to make sure that you tell a trusted adult. This might be someone at your school, like a counselor, a teacher, a coach, or even the principal. Or maybe you're going to want to talk to your parents or maybe your friend's parents. But the most important thing is that you tell a trusted adult. See, more than 60% of youth who are thinking about suicide tell a friend, but then less than 25% of those friends go on to tell an adult. Now, this is not a secret that you should keep. This is a secret that you can't keep. And I know it might be scary and you might feel like you're betraying your friend's trust, but the only way that you can get them help is to talk to someone that you trust. If for some reason you don't feel that there's an adult that you can go to who you trust, or if you're having thoughts of suicide and you don't feel like you have anyone to talk to, there's resources available to you. You can call your local crisis line or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. These hotlines are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and are staffed by mental health professionals. So whether you're having thoughts of suicide and need to talk to somebody, or one of your friends is having these thoughts and you don't know what to do, you can always call these hotlines to get connected to help. Another great resource comes to us from the Trevor Project, which focuses on providing support for LGBT youth and young adults. You see the number for the Trevor Lifeline on the screen, and also that the Trevor Project provides Trevor Chat and Trevor Text, where you can get support over your phone or on the computer. You might be wondering, what happens if my friend says no, that they are not thinking about suicide? See, this is actually good news. This is a great thing that you still asked your friend, because now they know if they ever do have these thoughts, that there's someone that they can go to. But just because they're not thinking about suicide doesn't mean they won't need your help. You may still need to support your friends. You may need to still connect them to a counselor or a teacher. But make sure that you continue to talk with them and ask them what you can do to help. Remember, when you're talking to someone who's having thoughts of suicide, the most important thing is to be direct and connect the person to help. You shouldn't have to do this alone, and you don't have to. In your school and in your community, there's a lot of people who can help support you. So let's take a stand and direct change. We need to talk about suicide openly and directly, We need to be knowledgeable and know the signs. And we need to know where to go to get help for ourselves or a friend. So take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And thank you for helping to direct change.